Now is the right time. Well, here I am in my home office talking to you. This is what's happening in our country right now. No one would have ever thought. If you would have told me 6 weeks ago or 2 months ago we'd be doing this, internet would be slow, boy, I'd have a hard time believing it. Well, the reason I wanted to talk to you is a lot of people are calling and saying, man, all these bargains out here, should I be buying right now? Should I be selling? Is the worst over? The stock market just been up very much here recently. At the time of this recording, the coronavirus is just now, we're on severe lockdown, and people are wondering, because the stock market was up about 10% on the last week or so, and is the worst over? And we're going to talk about that in other videos. But first, let's talk about, is now the right time to be buying or to not be buying? And this is something to keep in mind. Every time that you make an investment, that you make a purchase, or even when you hold an investment, when you're holding it, you're buying it again. One thing to keep in mind with the stock market is it's been going up for the last 11 years, since March of 2009. And one thing in particular that's interesting, that's a fact, is the stock market last year was up 30%, yet gross domestic product was only up 2%. The amount of goods and services that were sold, the value of those, was up 2%, but yet the stock market was up 30%. That's a discrepancy. That doesn't make sense. And what it says is either we should have been producing more like a 30% increase, or the 30% increase in the perceived value of the stock market might be a little bit out of line. If in what's happening right now, if you're feeling concerned, if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to retire, or oh my goodness, I don't know if my retirement plan is going to be able to last with everything that's happening with the stock market, your money's in the wrong spot. If you're feeling like that, your money's in the wrong spot. And if you're looking at what's happening, and not that you would ever cheer for it to be negative, almost think, well, if it goes down more, that's just going to be able to position me so that I'm able to buy at a lower price. If you're not worried, you're probably in a good spot. And if you're not worried because, well, the stock market always comes back, it always comes back, it should be fine, then you're not in the right spot. Because although in the last 2 times the stock market has gone down 20% and it has bounced and gone right back up and gone on to new highs, historically that doesn't always happen. My advice to you generally is, if your money's in and it's not money that matters to you, I would probably be thinking about staying in. And if you're out and it's money that doesn't matter to you as much, I would probably be staying out for a while. There's a lot more unknowns than what there are knowns with what's currently happening with the stock market. And now is not the time to get anxious. Now is not the time to react without thinking. You want to make sure you have a diligent plan. I can't tell you how many times I'll hear people say they're holding an investment that's down and they'll say, I'm just going to wait for it to come back and then sell it. Buy-sell criteria. When you're going to purchase a stock, the question you should be asking yourself, or stock, mutual fund, bond, CD, whatever it is why am I buying this? What is my expectation? How long do I expect to hold it? How do I know if it's successful? And how do I know if it's not? How do I know when I should be selling it because it's run its course and it's done good? Or how do I know when I should be getting out of it, that I should be selling it because I don't want to be on something that continues to go down? Buy-sell criteria. Now, this is whether we're in this market or any type of market, the same criteria applies. And typically, human nature, because the stock markets overreact, and human nature is what drives the stock market that causes it to overreact, people naturally have a tendency to sell high, to buy high and to sell low. Because when it's going up and up and up, we think, oh, it's going to keep going up, I want to buy. And when it's going down, 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 we think it's going to keep going down, 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 and I want to sell. A good question for you to ask, especially in these times, is if my money that is currently in all of these different investments that they're in, if it was all in cash, all of it was in cash, would I go out and buy the exact same investments that I currently own? That's an important question. If your money was in cash, would you go and buy the exact same investments that you own? And you might think, well, I'd buy that and I'd buy that, but if I was in cash, no, I wouldn't buy that. This is why this is important. Every day that you own what you have, you make the choice to keep it. You make the choice to buy it again. Every time you own it, every time you keep it, every single day, you make the choice to buy it again. This is especially true in the IRA and the Roth IRA, where there's no income tax disadvantage or advantage one way or the other, and typically the transaction costs are nearly free. With the Roth IRA and the IRA, every single time you decide to keep what you have, you make the choice to buy it again. So the question is, if all my money was in cash, would I go out and buy the same investments that I currently have? And if any of those are, I don't think that I would, then your money's in the wrong spot. If you'd like to talk to us and like to talk about your plan, you feel like you're in good shape, you just want to talk to someone, make sure that you're not missing anything, make sure what you believe to be true is actually true, give us a call, contact us. We can talk about it over the phone, of course, or maybe by video, and make sure you're not missing anything. There's a lot of other videos that you'll see at the bottom, links to other videos. With the CARES Act, we're going to be talking about that. In the next video, we're going to be talking about the Secure Act. There's a lot of other content here that's going to be beneficial for you. Stay safe.